everyone, I'm Daria. I'm the co-founder of Worldfund. We are not from New York. I wish I would be. I'm actually from Munich. Fantastic. Maybe that's the next plan for 2022. Exactly. Hello, everyone. I'm here today to tell you that in Europe, we're about to miss the biggest ever investment opportunity, and it's in climate tech. So in Europe, we're very, very good in talking, right? We're good in writing amazing agendas. We have very, very high goals. We want to become the first continent completely climate neutral, right? In addition to that, we have allocated over 30 billion in euros to be invested in R&D around climate tech. Again, before that, we already have invested 40 billion in euros in climate tech. And it makes a lot of sense to do this, because in Europe, we're fantastic, right? We have all the factors to become what we want to become and what we talk about. We have 1/3 of leading research institutions based in Europe. 28, almost 30%, right? It's amazingly a lot, of all climate tech patents are filed in Europe. By the way, in general, over 50% of all tech patents are filed in Europe, right? We have so much capital. I think it's like 11 trillion in euros, alone in Germany, sitting on our bank account. So everyone knows these pictures, right? That's the vaccine, which is probably, will be correlated with saving us as a humanity during this corona crisis. It was developed by BioNTech. It's one of the, I believe it's going to be, the company we will talk about and learn about in 20 years from now. And I actually met Kalin Kariko 2 weeks ago in Munich and truly believe she's going to get the next year the Nobel Prize. But in Germany, everyone knows the word, name BioNTech, but the whole rest of the world is actually calling it Pfizer. So should what happens in the lab actually stay in the lab? We truly believe not. So to believe, the biggest corporations of this world, we all heard of that. We have pledges by Microsoft, Apple, IKEA, to become climate neutral by 2030 or by 2040, Daimler, Siemens, Amazon, you name that. Here you have a quote by one of the famous Silicon Valley venture capitalists saying that the world's first trillionaire will be made in climate change. I think probably everyone here read that, so does believe Bill Gates, and he's expecting the new Facebook and Amazon and Google to become in this space. So let's go back. All amazing, right? Makes sense. But for some reason, unfortunately, in Europe, climate venture capital is sleeping. There are different reasons for that. One, of course, is that we actually, all of us including, we actually, we learned historically that the startup should generate fast returns. So there should be a recurring revenue line already before, we went to notary and actually started the company. And second time, we really don't like CapEx, right? And if you talk about climate tech and tech in general, usually it's tech, right? So there's some investment has to flow into product development. Don't like that either. And of course, most of the again, historically, most of the venture capital teams, the talent comes from, from consultancies, from investment banking. There is a new wave of entrepreneurial venture capitalists, but they, most of the time, come from consumer-facing digital or software place. There's another reason, and it's probably, the bad aura of clean tech 1.0, right? So everyone burned their fingers, dark ages, isn't it though? Because if you look at the performance proven over time, this is the market cap, an actual market cap of the startup started around 2008 or between 2008 and 2013 in this pocket, in the space of clean tech. You could see that 25 billion is invested in venture capital dollars are now having a market capitalization of 1,000 billion, 1 trillion. So quite okay as a multiple, right? And if you would, argue, well, it's over time, multiples don't really say it. If we look at the IRR's performance from 2014, actually the whole climate tech bucket is overperforming both PE and VC sectors. And again, only 5% of European VC goes into climate tech. If we look at our neighbors, 25 billion in North America, 20 billion in China. I mean, this is our numbers as of 2019, so probably could add 30% on top. There are so many climate tech VCs in the US and North America. Just 6, we counted them. These are not, disclaimer, these are the funds with a size volume of over 100 million, and these are not, dedicated climate tech venture capital firms, just the ones who do invest. If you look at the new numbers, especially in the growth space, the capital coming into European startups is from the US. If you look, into this summer alone, you see, Brookfield Asset Management raising 12.5 billion, Texas Pacific Group 7 billion, General Atlantic KKR. These are growth PE companies, and they are coming to Europe too. So, we talked about setting up beautiful agenda. Let's not just, let someone else handle the action. It's time to get beyond talking. Let's act. Welcoming you all to join us. We are Worldfund. We are raising 350 million and aiming to become the European biggest climate tech VC. Thank you.
You were super quickly, so this gives time for questions. Anyone?
Thank you, and congratulations for the initiative. It was extremely interesting. Could you explain a little what are the areas of investment, the verticals, and describe a little more how you're going to find these exciting startups that are going to change our society? Thank you.
I have to run.
Yeah, sure. So we define climate along one measurement, it's CO2. So we are looking into 5 industries, which are the biggest CO2 emitting industries, which is food and agriculture, built environment, energy, mobility and transportation, and industry. And you might think it's a lot, but it's actually kind of in terms how it's all interconnected, these are 2 buckets. So you have food and agriculture and everything else is kind of flows in together very nicely. And we do very proactive approach. We believe, of course, that network plays a huge role in what we do as VCs, but we actually really have built hypotheses for each of these different industries. We'll proactively look for startups that way. And I think what I haven't said yet, but would like to add, is that we're a financial-driven venture capital firm, but yet Article 9 compliant. And in addition to all of the metrics from different VCs, we have another one, which plays exactly the same role. It's the CO2 reduction potential. We talk about climate returns, we talked about it before. So each company we invest into has to pass the threshold of a potential of a saving of CO2 reduction of 100 megaton. Just to give you kind of an example and compare, it's 1/8 of annual CO2 emissions of Germany, and I think 1/4 of UK.